The diner was quieter than usual that afternoon, and Emily stood behind the counter, lost in thought. Her shift was nearly over, and the lack of customers meant her tips were barely enough to cover her rent. She glanced at the brown paper bag she'd brought for lunch, a simple sandwich, and an apple. Just as she was about to take a bite, the door creaked open. A young boy no older than 8 walked in. His clothes were worn, his hair messy, and his eyes hollow with hunger. Emily's heart ached as she recognized the look, one she had known herself as a child. She greeted him softly, crouching down to meet his gaze. "You okay, buddy?" she asked. The boy hesitated before mumbling that he was just looking around, though his eyes kept darting toward an uneaten plate of fries on a nearby table. "You hungry?" Emily asked gently. The boy hesitated, then gave a small nod. Without thinking twice, she handed him her lunch. "Here," she said with a kind smile. "It's not much, but it's fresh." The boy's eyes lit up as he took the bag. "Really? You sure?" he asked. Emily nodded, positive. "Eat up," she said. The boy introduced himself as Jamie and told Emily about how he and his mom were struggling after she lost her job. Emily listened intently, feeling a mix of sorrow and determination. She'd been in his shoes before. She knew what it was like to wonder where the next meal would come from. As Jamie ate, the diner door opened again. This time, a tall man in a sharp navy suit walked in. His confident demeanor immediately caught Emily's attention. He ordered a black coffee and asked for whatever she recommended for lunch. While she worked on his order, the man watched the boy eat, then turned back to Emily. "Your son?" he asked casually. Emily shook her head with a light laugh. "No, just someone who needed a meal." The man studied her for a moment, his expression unreadable. "Not many people would do that these days," he said. Emily shrugged, brushing off the comment. "Well, someone did it for me once. Just paying it forward." The man stayed longer than most customers, working on his laptop and observing Emily as she served other patrons. She noticed his gaze occasionally, but she was too busy to dwell on it. When he finally stood to leave, he handed her a $50 bill. "This is too much," Emily said, trying to return it. "Keep it," he replied firmly. Then, after a pause, he asked, "You're Emily, right?" Emily froze, confused. Yeah. How do you know that?" The man smiled slightly. "Let's just say I've been watching, not in a creepy way," he added quickly, smirking. "I've been looking for someone like you." Emily blinked, unsure of how to respond. "Someone like me?" "Someone who helps without expecting anything in return," he said. He pulled out a business card and slid it across the counter. "My name's Michael Reed. I run a nonprofit organization, and I'm looking to expand. I need someone compassionate to lead a new branch, someone like you." Emily stared at the card, her mind racing. "Wait, are you offering me a job?" Michael nodded. "Not just a job, a chance to change lives." That evening, Emily sat in her tiny apartment, staring at the card. Michael Reed, founder and CEO of Hope Foundation. She Googled him and was shocked to find that he wasn't just the head of a nonprofit, he was a self-made millionaire. Could this really be happening to her? The next day, Michael returned to the diner. "You didn't call," he said as he slid into a booth. "I didn't think it was real," Emily admitted. Michael smiled. "It's real, but the offer won't be here forever." Still hesitant, Emily decided to take a leap of faith. Within weeks, she began working with Michael's team, helping run programs for struggling families. At first, she doubted herself. What did a waitress know about running a nonprofit? But with Michael's guidance and her own determination, she quickly found her footing. Her first major project was a food drive. She saw countless faces that reminded her of Jamie, and it ignited a passion she hadn't felt in years. Slowly, she started to believe in herself. One day, months after she'd started, Jamie and his mom walked into her new office. "Miss Emily." Jamie called, running to hug her. Emily knelt down, tears in her eyes. "Jamie, look at you," she said, her voice shaking with emotion. Jamie's mom approached, holding back tears of her own. "We're back on our feet because of this place," she said. "Because of you." Emily hugged them both tightly, her heart full. "You don't owe me anything," she said. Just promise me you'll pay it forward someday. That evening, Emily locked up the office and found Michael waiting outside. You've done good, he said simply. I had a good teacher, she replied. Michael shook his head. No, Emily. This was always in you. You just needed someone to remind you. A year later, Emily stood in front of a packed room at a charity gala. Her voice was steady, but her eyes glistened with unshed tears as she shared her story. I used to think small acts of kindness didn't matter, she said, but I was wrong. They matter more than anything because sometimes kindness doesn't just change lives, it saves them. As the audience rose to their feet in applause, Emily smiled. Her life had come full circle, and it all started with one simple act of compassion.